All right, chat, let's get it. I'm ready. Had to get this stream together on the back end. My fault, chat. Let's get into the show. Y'all ready? Because I'm ready. Let's go, baby.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate y'all for hanging out today, tapping in. Appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do, man. I appreciate y'all 100%. Listen, so give me a second while we get ready to get set up for the draft. We got the draft on in the background. I don't know if I can hear it in a second. Hold on, let me see. Y'all know how we do. We got the audio set up for y'all. Let me see. You all should be able to hear that. Can you all hear that? Give me some thumbs up in the chat if y'all can hear that. Welcome in, everybody. Let me say what's up to y'all while y'all let me know if y'all can hear it or not. We don't want to get copyrighted. We've been doing some good content. No strikes, no strikes. What's up, Zach? Army 2375 saying what's good, man. Good to see you, man. Congrats to Tyler Book and all them fellas. Yep, we're gonna talk about it. Jamarcus Reynolds, what's good? Roll Tide. Army, what's good, man? Megan, how you feeling? Mary J, let's go. Jordan, how you feeling? The Gamecocks in the house. What's up, Dr. Jekyll? Good to see you, family. Good to see you. Welcome in. We're gonna be talking to everybody today. It ain't just Bama. It ain't just about Bama today. We're talking to everybody. So let me finish getting this set up in the background. Can y'all hear it? Okay, y'all can hear it. Bet. Boom, shakalaka. That means we can turn it down. What's good, Megan? What's good? My boy Joe. Joe, what's good, brother? Where your wristband at, man? I've been missing you, bro. I know you've been busy. Hey, listen, if you are not a member of the AAA family, take an opportunity and become a member of the AAA family, y'all. Take a member and become a member of the AAA family. Support the content, support the creator, the content creator. Support the network. We're growing. We're creating more networking relationships that's allowing you all to be have access to the information that you all desire. Topics and conversations that we create keep you all in the know, and that's what we pride ourselves on doing. Keep you all in the know with the things that's important to you all, especially our Alabama fan base, which is our primary content driver. But also not just Bama, but we do every SEC school. We do anything big time college football that we can get our hands on. Going into year number 2 on May 1st will be officially year number 2, stepping into this sports media entertainment industry. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening for the Coach Smook Network and how we're continuing to grow. We're I think we're less than 50 followers away. We're 46 followers away from 3K. So if you all are here right now and you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and just continue to support. We appreciate it all. Get into the show today, though, man. We're gonna open the phone lines at the 25-minute mark. Mary J, I want to open the phone lines. I just want to get over some topics of conversation, some highlights and topics from yesterday's draft, and also we got some recruiting things we're going to kind of discuss and divulge in throughout the show when in regards to Alabama. So just a little breakdown from yesterday's draft. I know the big story is Shedeur Sanders and his current status in the draft, but I want you all to think about this too, man. We have 3 Alabama players that have been drafted in 3 rounds. I think this is the least amount of Alabama players drafted in the first 3 rounds since 2011, I believe. I want to say this is the least amount drafted in the first 3 rounds since 2011. So let's get into it. There's not a lot of build up for the draft today. You see the Jaguars, they just picked up Aisha too. I'm just waiting. We're really here just reacting to players that are known, players that we know, former Bama players, SEC players that's kind of catching some interest. We want to open the conversation for surprise picks. A lot of surprise picks in the first 2 rounds. And then the third round, even more surprises as we continue to watch Shedeur and some other names slide down the draft. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders not being picked yet, but has Quinn Ewers been picked yet? Right? There's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft that probably will go undrafted. Their names will not be able to carry them because of the demand. So we'll talk about it. We'll get into the conversation, and I'll get some perspective and weigh in on both sides of this conversation. Let me get TikTok started up. I'm gonna go ahead and get started up on TikTok. I think this is a good angle for us to work from. All right. Here we go. Here we go. If I'm not mistaken. All right, we should be good. We should be good. All right, Mary J, put them comments back up. I was just trying to set it up. Appreciate everybody for tapping in again. We have 50 total in the chat already. Y'all ready to tune in and talk? That's good. We got 13 in the chat on YouTube. We got 36 in the chat on Twitter. Appreciate Twitter for pulling up. I know y'all been missing the notifications. We haven't been doing it through StreamYard, so it's been kind of different. And shout out to TikTok for pulling up. We're live on TikTok. If you're a TikTok user and you want to tap in on TikTok today, go tap in on the TikTok side. We should be getting good audio to both sides. If the TikTok side is messed up, y'all let me know. Let me know. Everything should be coming through music, everything. Y'all should be able to hear the picks, the draft in the background now. New York Giants, their pick is in. Day three of the draft, man. Hopefully the drop is a blessing for Shadeur. Maybe he'll be picked up by a team that's in contention and not bottom of the barrel. Dr. Jekyll, I have a started comment. Mary J, I have a philosophy surrounding that very thought. Great thought, man. Great thought. Hey, for real. You popping this show off with some hot comments. I appreciate that. Next year should be deep for Alabama. I think so, Megan. I think so. You got Damani Jackson, Cam Calhoun. They're going to be top 10 DBs coming out of that secondary. Who else? Keon Sabb. He's going to be a top 3 safety, but that might put him as like a top 20 DB. Maybe he goes second round, early second round, late first round. He's going to have to go crazy this year and be healthy, Keon Sabb, because it's a lot of safeties that have been getting picked up the past few years. They're saying we having issues on Twitter. What happened on Twitter? All right, we'll hopefully it's still going straight. But yo, what's up? The Kinesis is in the building, man. Where y'all wristbands? Y'all ain't been. What is? Am I tripping or do y'all? Okay, I see wristbands. Okay, I see it. I'm looking at the wrong icons. But Cam Scatterbo, listen, this is a good one right here. Cam Scatterbo just got picked up by the New York Giants to go back up to bring back another Saquon Barkley resurrection, I guess. Not necessarily the same athlete, but a running back that's going to be a bell cow. Got a lot of experience, physical runner, what the Giants want to do. Who else did the Giants go and pick up? Let's go look at their roster. Let's go see who the Giants went and picked up. Let me pull this draft tracker up for y'all. We're going to pull the draft tracker out today. We're going to do all that. We're just going to have fun. Interactive call-in segment. Like I said, we'll have the... let me get this off of here. Scatterbo. Arizona State, man. Everybody, he just amazed everybody in college football. The college football landscape was so amazed at his performances. If you look at the guy, he's a little muscle, man. He's a little muscle. I mean, literally. 5'9". 5'9", what, about 220? Little round mound. Let me see. I can't find my NFL draft tracker, chat. I guess I'll just use one on the internets. All right, we'll use the one on NFL.com. Right? TikTok, appreciate y'all for tapping that screen. Make sure y'all continue to tap that screen for your boy. We're trying to get to 10K likes on today's stream. 10K. We had 8K on our gaming stream the other night. Y'all went crazy the other night on TikTok. Or was that last night? We had a lot of fun the other night. So check this out. That's a good pick. Yeah, that's a good pick for them. New England has their pick in. Kind of talking about some of the surprise picks, some of the surprise picks in the draft. Let's go by position. I want to go by the position. The quarterback position was interesting only because, and this is not just about Shedeur or Jalen Milroe or any quarterbacks in general. You look at every team that went and got a quarterback in the first, second, and third round. They needed quarterbacks. You don't just go and get a guy because he has a name. You got to go in the draft, and you have to. And I said this the other day. Now, if you have space where you're not as strong in some areas on your roster, right? You're not as strong in some areas on your roster. You do want to go and get some quality talent. My argument to all of the negativity around the Shedeur Sanders argument is Shadeur really a generational talent? Is he a generational talent? Is he a talent that if you bring him in today, as underdeveloped as he is, can you win with him, and can you see him progressing and continuing to grow in any scheme? Note that, any scheme. All right, let's note that. Now, the next thing you come to is, in this draft, how many quarterbacks in the draft do you say right now can come in, and the current landscape of quarterbacks available at the NFL level, can they come in immediately and remove them as a backup? And I'm only talking about this because this is a conversation I had. And you all know we've had callers call in, and they work in the NFL management and in the front offices, and they have their connections and things like that, right? So we're having this conversation, and he's highlighting these things, and I'm coming up with these questions for you all. Number two, let's think about this. We're sitting and we're trying to compare which quarterback is better, right? Which quarterback is better? I look at how Jackson Dart was selected for the New York Giants, right? The Giants went and got Jackson Dart. A lot of people are like, "Oh, no way! He's not better than Shadeur." Well, if you turn on the film, I won't say that Jackson Dart is better, but you know what Jackson Dart showed me? He showed me the ability to come from a system that he wasn't necessarily taught in high school. He came to college, and the system grew as he grew, meaning that he was able to peak a winning offensive system on a consistent basis. Let's turn the page. Let's look at some of the other quarterbacks that haven't been mentioned in this draft. Quinn Ewers, right? I don't know if he's coming off the board. Has Quinn Ewers come off the board yet, chat? Quinn Ewers, another guy. Another name we have yet to see come off the board, another highly rated quarterback, supposed to be in the Heisman runnings, things of that nature, right? A lot of hype around the name. Saw what he did as Texas, a playoff team, right? Dylan Gabriel gets picked before Quinn Ewers. You look at all the draft grades, all the experts, they had Quinn Ewers ahead of Dylan Gabriel. They had Quinn Ewers ahead of Jalen Milroe. So my second question to you all is, what exactly is value at the NFL level right now? What is it? Let's start with the quarterback. What is quarterback value at the NFL level right now? AAA family, can you all answer that? What is quarterback value at the NFL level? What exactly creates value? And you can't take this question and you can't sum it up and generalize it, right? That's how bad it is now. That's how intricate it is. And I wouldn't say it's bad. That's how intricate it is. That's how important it is in the evaluation process. It's only so much you can get from watching a guy on TV Saturday. Like, as fans, we can get things, and we're fans. Talking heads, analysts, all this, that's what we do. But when it comes to putting on the field, what's going to help your organization win, The guys in the front office have to answer a few more questions that we don't necessarily have to consider initially. So a question I think a lot of the GMs would ask, and that I'm going to ask you all, which quarterback showcases the ability to be formed or molded into an actual system? No Will Howard. Come on, guys, we got a lot of names that are still on the board, and this was supposed to be a heavy talented quarterback class, right? But the demand in the NFL, there's not a high demand for the skill sets of this quarterback class. Nobody pops off the page like a Jaden Daniels. Nobody, not even Cam Ward. Nobody pops off the page in this draft class like, and there's more from last year's class we saw. Nobody pops off the page like Bryce Young in this class. No Joe Burrows in this class. None. Like people that just really take the game of football at the collegiate level, and they're able to separate themselves from everyone when they step on the field, no matter who's an asset for them at the quarterback position. There is not one quarterback in this draft class that does that. Cam Ward is the closest one to it. That's why Tennessee went and got him. That's why he's the undisputed number one pick today, because Tennessee needed a guy like that. They go and get a guy like that, and he's, to me, I mean, how old is Cam Ward? 26. He's a NFL veteran already by age. Shouldn't be too hard. Playing at Miami, you get a sense of professional level talent week in and week out. As much as we hate to admit it, with the ACC, you still have NFL caliber guys over there. Big homie, appreciate the big heart me over here, man. Evan Higgs, appreciate the tap in over there on TikTok. My guy Evan says he's not a Giants fan, but they have drafted well. Appreciate that comment over there. And they have. We're going to talk about a few of the teams that have surprises. Megan says they all will need to transition and develop. Cam is going to get thrown in the fire. I hope he does well. I think he's having enough assets being built around him at Tennessee that's going to allow them to more so rely on their traditionally that program relies on defense, right? I think they'll be able to do that this year as he continues to progress, because he's not limited in skill sets. I don't think he's limited in skill sets, and mindset wise, I think Cam Ward, all the hate aside, outside of my dislike for the Miami fan base and the University of Miami, Cam Ward is going to be a quality quarterback. Cam Ward has been in college for 5 years. That's what I was getting at, Christian. He's played D1 collegiate football for 5 years. Which leads me to my next point. When you're getting into these decisions, especially at the quarterback position, we asked about what's value, what's actually considered value at the quarterback position at the NFL level. And then we turn around, we ask, whose scheme, who fits the scheme, right? And then number 3, my last point about the quarterback position, before we get into the draft and current picks and all of that and reactions, my last question is this. When have we ever in the history of football, right? When have we ever in the history of football, as fans, as coaches, as players, as wide receivers, when have we ever wanted a timid quarterback, a quarterback that doesn't look at himself and feels like he can do the job? Like, when have we ever wanted that? Now, a lot of people look at Shedeur Sanders' interviews during his draft process, during the combine, all of that, and they'll release some tampered statements as if him being confident in his ability and him saying, if they don't pick me, they're going to regret it type of statements is a negative thing. But I'm here to tell you, when have we ever not wanted a guy like that? We literally commended Joe Burrow for doing the same thing. We literally watched Peyton Manning tell the San Diego Chargers that he's not going to play for him. He felt like that wasn't the franchise that would set him up for success. So if Shadeur played the game just like generations and people have done before him, top quarterback prospects have done before him, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why are we not encouraging that? Why are we not admiring him and clapping for him, right? Applauding him for doing such a thing. And we can factor in the fact that he might have LeVar Ball-ish type situation going on with Prime. We know that Prime has been very vocal and active. But what parent wouldn't want to be and shouldn't be? Like, why wouldn't you want to be vocalizing the fact that your son is one of the top quarterbacks in the country in his draft class? Why wouldn't you want to be trying to push that and support that? It's not like he's not actually put in the work. We're not talking about, and I'm gonna get to this comment in a second. Go back, Mary J. I'm gonna get to that comment. It's not like we're talking about a quarterback that threw for 1,500 yards with 42 rushing touchdowns and 12 passing touchdowns and 17 interceptions. This young man was a top passer during his collegiate career in two divisions. Division I AA at Jackson State. Then you go to Colorado, you go to the Big 12, right? I think they went to the Big 12. And you're literally one game out of your conference championship game. And then that puts you win your conference championship or lose. We saw last year you're a runner-up in the conference championship. It gets you an automatic bid, right? So we're not talking about a scrub here. We're not talking about a guy that stayed in college for 7 years. The quarterback that the Saints draft, Tyler Sko, whatever his name is, I forget, no disrespect. I think they said he's going to be 25 or 26 when before the first snap of spring football. Preseason football. So that to me, that's a red flag there. And shout out to Robert Griffin. I want to give Robert Griffin a shout out because he said and echoed a lot of things that I was saying in the conversation that we were having. Somebody sent me the clip in the group chat. They sent me the clip and said, "See, Smook, you was on to something. You should have been live when you said it instead of giving us all your free sauce because now Robert Griffin got your sauce." But he basically was saying same thing I was saying is that in this draft class, sometimes you're going to see a situation where maybe it's a clash of concept, right? So we look at where they're going to get Tyler. Is 25, 26 before the first preseason snap. You have Derek Carr there, right? You got assets you can move around, try to go and get you another veteran guy. By the time Tyler is ready, he's going to be almost the age of a seasoned veteran quarterback in the NFL. You're talking about prime age in the NFL, when guys are at their peak. 26 to 31, 32 is around that time frame. You just drafted a quarterback that's going to be cut back possibly 3 years. If Derek Carr comes back healthy, you're not going to start him. He's not a day one starter. He has a good, decent arm. But this man played in so many different systems. That's what creates value for him. At the collegiate level, you know what sucks about the portal now? A guy like Tyler benefits from the transfer portal. Going and being able to produce in multiple systems. Now he's guaranteed himself as a second string, as a backup quarterback. At minimum. But also at the point of, hey, if this doesn't work, this is a guy that we feel comfortable with growing. So that gives him that advantage. Flip it over to Shedeur. Has only played for one offensive mind or philosophy his whole football career from high school on up. And that's no knock on him. He's thrived at each level doing this. Done it with different players, different assets. He's been the only consistent thing in this philosophy and this offense that he's grown up in, which is a pro-style offense, which was that was designed. Tom Brady helped Coach Prime design this idea of thinking when it came to what type of offense he wants to be able to coach. I think people forget that Deion Sanders is an actual coach. Like he's a coach. He knows the game of football from multiple sides of the game, right? Shout out to the 15 in the chat over there on TikTok, man. We getting some actual vibes over there on TikTok. Miss Delicious tapping in. Tap that screen for your boy. Tap that screen. Tap, tap, tap. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. And if you're a Bama fan, make sure you come over to YouTube and check us out. We're live on YouTube right now, doing a call-in show. We're getting ready to open the phone lines here in about a minute and 17 seconds. So if you want to get heard on the phone line, come in, tap in on the YouTube side at Coach Smook. We're live right now. Final thought going surrounding the whole draft process. I think we have to really get into the information we put out around the draft, because the hype around these quarterbacks in this draft was really overblown. It was very overblown. When you think about what's currently in the league, what's available, some of our more veteran assets that were once the faces of the league when it came to the quarterback position, they're starting to transition into more so senior roles, backup veteran roles. I'm there when you need me, not the guy. Some have the mentality or have the thought that they still the guy, but if we look at production at the quarterback level, there's a very large separation between your most recent 4 to 5 years worth of quarterbacks and to the guys that are now hitting that 9 to 12 year mark in the NFL. And we're seeing a different level of production. And it's a consistency there. So it might be a changing of the guard to where a lot of these quarterbacks don't get drafted in the first, second, third round. They're going to get picked up today. They might be undrafted free agents, but they will have space on a roster because now you're going to get to show up. You got picked up. I show up, sign me, boom, make it through this first contract, second contract. Now I get to really bargain for my work. Somebody said it on Twitter to Shadeur. I think it was Des Bryant. He said, don't be mad about all these folks, skipping over you and don't want to give you this first round, early round money. Just make the team. You show up and they see how bad they need you. When it's time to go forward and you're ready to continue this relationship, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. So getting into that, man, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. You never heard any hype about this class. Ward may have went late first round any of the recent years. You know what, Dino? If you didn't hear any hype about this round, and I don't get like the stance you come from. If you didn't hear any hype about this draft class, and you weren't watching, there's a lot of people raving about talent in this draft class. And like you, I believe that this is not one of the more talented draft classes. This is not one of the deepest talented draft classes we've seen. But a lot of the talent in this draft class, where it's falling and where it's going, is surprising to see. It's something different. It's happening a lot more in this draft than we've seen in recent years. And a lot of it, and a lot of it is, and I'm not just talking about Shedeur, chat. I'm talking about just the whole landscape of football in itself, how NIL and portal is allowing other guys to pop on the scene. So you don't see a lot of guys just, NFL scouts having to be at Bama anymore or Georgia. There are guys getting drafted in the first round. You're talking about West Virginia, Virginia Tech, or Boston College, McNeese State, like all of these different random guys popping up now because of the portal. Guys are being able to get out in different schools. The range and the coverage of the game is different. So I think we can see a change of the guard in the game. Keep running the likes up, everybody. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. So we're going to go ahead and get into the phone call segment. I'm going to open the phone lines as we listen in to the NFL draft, and then we're going to kind of go over the draft board here. Let me go and get my phone line ready, and we'll get into the draft. We talked about the first round, so we'll kind of start with our second round reactions with the tracker. He said, "Boo with your chest." All right, so we'll go over the draft board. Like I said, we'll start with day 2, kind of get into day 2 picks, and then just kind of work our way through just guys that we kind of see, being day one impacts at the NFL level. But before we do that, y'all take a moment to possibly join the AAA family. Don't possibly join. Don't miss out on being a part of the AAA family. This summer is going to be packed with a lot of fun, community interactive segments, a lot of community gaming. We got our gaming community pop back off. We've been doing a lot of just pop-ins with the community and how we've been pushing our content out. So you all support that. And then also we got merch, yarn, apparel, man. I'm telling y'all, the urban street apparel is the new wave. In my brother Cy McDaniel, Cy Gaddy, I said McDaniel, Cy Gaddy, my boy, he's really doing something, a movement in the clothing industry, and just the art of what he's putting together, some of the textures and collabs that he's doing. And also shout out to Ghost Energy Drink, man. We should have our promo. Hopefully we'll be launching this thing in July. We did our cut. We sent them in for our ad, and they're going to send us the critiques, and we'll be launching it. It should be launching on multiple channels here in the summer. I'm excited about that. We just continue to elevate. God has continued to elevate us. Now we continue to elevate. God has continued to elevate us. But primarily just like and share the stream. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you're on TikTok and you're looking at this live right here, while they're on the commercial, I'll be chatting it up with y'all. And we'll be right back. YouTube, TikTok, what's good? Let me get here on this commercial here for y'all. YouTube, we'll be right back after these simple messages. Think about joining the family. Don't play with me. Join this family. Come on.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my home page. When you get to my home page, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. And each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. If you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Keep me off the ball, I run it.
Yeah, Mary J. Definitely was about to go there. I definitely went there. I have to make it known because I want to launch the first one. I'm doing a stream, and just to be petty and to be informative at the same time. I'm doing a stream on May 1st. The plan is to do a live stream. And what's good, Greg? And we still have the AAA banner. We're making some changes on the banner, and I want to do it live. It's gonna be fun, interactive. I'm gonna do it on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Gonna have some arts and craft. Then we're going to be launching the new Welcome to the AAA Family video. It's gonna have that's everything that we're about as a network. I think it's a 2.5 minute video. We got some pro input on it, some professional input, some actual editors that's helping us with this one. So not to really be putting our foot on their neck out here, all right, with our quality and production and what we put out. So back again, let's get to the conversation, man. The draft. Phone line is open 334-625-1121. Call in, share your thoughts. You know what? And I'm gonna say it, Zach, don't call in yet. You wait, because I got a different segment I want you to speak on here at the end. If you got reactions you want to give to the draft, picks, your teams, their picks, let's talk about it. Here on the Coach Smook Network. We're diving into the conversations, even if you want to talk about Shedeur, Jalen Milroe. Shouts out to Jalen Milroe. Congrats to Jalen Milroe. And listen, I'm gonna say this. That topic in itself, I owe y'all that conversation because a lot of people are mad that Jalen Milroe even got drafted. People are angry that the young man got drafted. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, and I'm gonna laugh in your faces because I love it. I love the fact that his family was there. I love the fact that he was. I'm gonna say this, and this ain't no slight at Shadeur. God will reward those that can celebrate for others just as much as they celebrate themselves. Like if you say you love somebody, and these brothers, they say they love each other, the way they celebrate each other, the way Terry and Arnold and all those guys, those Lank guys that are in the league now, they come back and they interact with their brothers that they went through that process with last year, right? and the year before, and just the brotherhood, the way that they hold on to that, it really bleeds out into their emotions and their character, right? And that's what I believe separates Jalen Milroe from the quarterbacks that got picked that are not getting picked before him. A lot of people look at Jalen Milroe and they look at the consistency in his delivery, whether he's up or down, right? He is yet to get into a feud with the social media. And this is something that I like to do. I think players should interact with social media, you know, but to each his own. To each his own, right? His way, his method of handling social media allowed him to get to the level of success where he allowed him to reach his goal, which was one of his goals, which is getting in the NFL. And now he's on to his next goal. But his method and approach and presentation of himself, I believe, is what got him picked by the Seattle Seahawks. Which, to me, let's jump over to this topic. People want to question why Milroe went before Shedeur, but Milroe went where he was projected. His character will take him further than his talent. 100%, Joe. 100%. I don't question where I like where he went. I like when he went. And I made a tweet about this. I said it's not when you go, it's where you go. Right? My cousin Tavares Jackson is a prime example of it's not when you go, it's where you go. When Tavares Jackson got drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in 2004, they had just made Christian Ponder the guy, you know. They had just drafted Christian Ponder a few years before that, but they had made him the guy. Tavares was coming into a situation where they wanted to just develop prolific athletic talent with a strong arm. Got in the playbook, started to learn. The moment he got an opportunity, Tavares led Minnesota on a 7-2 run, led him to the playoffs when he got his opportunity. 6-game win streak. Lost the game. So they went 7-2. And then you know what happens the next year, the following year? The Vikings go and get doggone Brett Favre. They're going to get Brett Favre. So Tavares is in free agency. They feel like, you know, the Vikings feel like Brett Favre is going to be, this is when the veteran changing the guard started happening for that era of quarterbacks. Tavares goes to Seattle. That's when you see Seattle make a playoff push. He learns behind Russell. The year that Russell goes down, he plays 4 games. They go 3-1. They stay in the playoffs. Seattle has done a good by quarterbacks traditionally in the NFL. Matt Hasselbeck is one name that comes to mind. Most recently, Russell Wilson. They maximized his potential as far as what he was. Y'all remember all of the knocks against Russell Wilson coming out of college. Seahawks gambled on him. He find a system that he fits. You got a young head coach in the Seattle Seahawks. That system that Ryan Grubb was running, that will be a mainstay, right? Because it wasn't necessarily Ryan Grubb's system. He just called the plays for it, added his little intricacies to it. But Milroe has showcased that throughout his career, he has yet to have a coordinator for more than 2 years. So his flexibility is there. Seattle is a team that needs help running the ball. Running quarterback can help that, right? Excuse me. So you got a lot of things going for you when you come about this NFL draft conversation, the quarterback conversation. But let's get into the list of guys that's been picked up. A couple of names that's being called even as we speak right now. I look at the wide receiver Jack Beck. I don't know if y'all remember Jack Beck from TCU. He came from, where did Jack Beck come from? He didn't start off at TCU. I want to say he was at ULM or something like that.
Florida coast.
Verbo has over 57.
We got commercials, chat. But Jack Beck, I want to say he started at Louisiana Monroe or Louisiana Lafayette, one of the two. But last year at TCU, this was a guy, a route technician, and he's your possession receiver that we see taking over the NFL right now. You don't see a lot of burners taking over the field. The possession receiver, the one that can really secure catches outside of your huge playmaker, is the one that's creating value for themselves. So the Raiders going out and getting him, that's quality there. Who's the quarterback for the Raiders right now? Who's supposed to be starting quarterback for the Raiders right now? Because didn't they go out and get Jameis or something like that? I know I only follow what's actually happening. What round this is? This is second round. All right, let's find some names that we excited about. Quinshon Judkins and Nick Chubb. Quinshon Judkins and Nick Chubb in Cleveland. There's a certain person we used to be cool with that's a Cleveland fan, and they should be excited about this. So for all my real Cleveland fans out there, y'all should be excited about this. And what was crazy, Quinshon was home a few weeks ago, and the barbershop, my cousin's barbershop, Legends Barbershop, on the west side of Montgomery off of Norman Bridge Road. If you're ever in Montgomery, go check out Tate at Legends Barbershop. Quinshon and OJ Howard's dad was around there, talking it up, chopping up. See, that's why y'all done sucked me into this bull crap. That's why I don't like, that's why I be trying to tell folks to be careful when they talk about the validity of what we do. But Judkins and Howard's pops is some mainstays in the area, right? The fact that he gets to go and be with another SEC back, and these backs style of running are very similar, right? Both dynamic backs. Cleveland is doing something special with getting a system quarterback in this draft. Let's go look at Cleveland's draft picks. Hold on, let me go back. Let's go look at Cleveland's draft picks. And they've been a sneaky organization for years now. They seem to be able to put talent together and just they don't just the coaching is an issue one day, and then you have what is it, behavior issues with grown men. Cleveland Browns, let's go check them out. Let's see what they've done so far in this draft. Dylan Gabriel, Quinshon Judkins, 2 offensive assets. Harold Fannin Jr. Y'all remember Harold Fannin Jr. from Bowling Green? I think he had a highlight play like week 3 of this past season. Demon Timing coming in with some Demon Timing comments. What's up, Demon Timing? Welcome to the show. Welcome. Oh my God. Mary J. Get it off. We might have to hold on. We might have to go back to this real quick. Hold on. Let me fix something real quick. We're gonna go to this layout for the rest of the show. Or only when Demon Time comment, Mary J. Just before you do Demon Time comment, give me a warning or something. My boy Demon Time says, hold on, let me change it back. Let me change it back real quick. My boy Demon Time says Shadeur hasn't been drafted yet because of a plethora of reasons. Off of just film alone, he was a projected first overall pick. Demon Time, you ready to speak your mind? Call in 334-625-1121. We got a phone line open, available for you. Let us know what you think. I think, listen, let's have a conversation. Let's have this conversation real quick. If you had to pick a reason why, if you had to say why Shedeur wasn't picked, what would it be? What would it be? I'm gonna tell you right my reason why, and it has nothing to do with his dad. Shedeur hasn't been picked because, well, it's not necessarily because of his dad. It's just what's happened with his dad helping him and developing him. Shedeur has not been told by another offensive coordinator how to adjust his game and what to do to create success for the team, right? Which in hindsight is what you want. But at the end of the day, we are all accountable for our own actions and what we're able to produce, and what we produce, what it brings us is out of our control. So if Prime wants to produce a NFL caliber quarterback in his son, there are certain things that he had to do, and that was make sure he's in a system that highlights his skill sets, that's not going to show many of his weaknesses. And fortunately for Shedeur Sanders, he was in a system and in 2 systems or 2 programs, not necessarily system, 2 programs that did not have, the greatest offensive line assets, the greatest protection. So him doing the things that he did without a quality, offensive line, that separates him from the rest of the pack, by itself, right? So it can't be what he did on film. It can't be what he did on film. Now, as great as what he did on, as great as it is what he did do on film, as great as it is, right? Who did he do it under? That's where I giggle. That's where I say, well, if you really want to prove yourself and showcase that there was some ability to do this at the next level, at the collegiate level, at the Power 5 level, why didn't you take a more competitive approach? Jackson State was the easy pick. Colorado was the easy pick. You had offers from Arizona. I'm going to name systems that he actually fit. UCLA, Arizona, schemes that where if you would have showed up and if you were really that guy, when you showed up, those things would have been affected because of your effectiveness, your impact. That's why guys that go to the University of Alabama and lead them to playoff appearances in conference championships and national championships in Georgia and Ohio State and LSU and USC and Oregon, that's why they get that, because you're seeing a high level of competition being played, and you have a guy that comes in and he's able to impact that by either maintaining or taking it to the next level to where it separates his program or university that he's contributing to. It starts to separate them from the rest of the pack. And that's what you're running into. That's what you're running into. Shout out to the Big 12 in the chat on YouTube. Make sure y'all share the live. Y'all know when we have the live on StreamYard, the notifications don't go out. So help your boy get the shares out. Get the shares out on YouTube. And I see you over there on Facebook. Appreciate the reactions on Facebook. All my Facebook friends, tap in on YouTube. I would love for you all to tap in on YouTube. Come and subscribe. It's absolutely free. We're less than 50 away from 3K. Our goal is 3K. So if you're tapping in on Facebook, pull up on YouTube side. Pull up on YouTube side. I want to see you in the YouTube chat. So that's my thoughts behind the Shedeur thing, Demon Timing. It ain't got nothing to do with Prime. I will not be one of the conspiracy guys. I have my thoughts that some of it may be, right? Because it's business. And if you feel like that Coach Prime has that much impact and influence, you probably don't want that around your business. Something that you're in charge of. How many of you all would like for Coach Prime's son, or how many of you all, let me give an analogy real quick. How many of you all would like to go to Walmart, buy your groceries, right? Scan and bag your groceries, put your groceries in the car, bring them home, unload them, put them in the refrigerator, and then have a Walmart employee, when they got off work later on that day or night, whenever, came, knocked on your door. Hey, you remember how you came by Walmart earlier, or you went to Walmart earlier? Yeah, I'm so-and-so from Walmart. I put these groceries up. I'm hungry. I think you need to fix this like this so I can have some. That's what the feels is around Prime. It's like you're trying to, you might have to deal with someone who has the influence to, and has been elevated in his coaching career, in such a young coaching career on the collegiate level. You see a seismic jump from JSU to Colorado, and then to have the success that he's done at both programs, 2-year turnaround success that he's been able to produce. It creates a lot of nerves around your coaching staff. For a guy like Prime, who is very well connected in the league and has his hands in a lot of different places in the league, it creates a scare for your general management offices, right? And if that's if that's what comes with Shedeur, and you're making that business decision, not necessarily just to shut him out or to blackball him, but you're not sure as how his antics and things are going to affect, that's a smart business decision. Why are we beating organizations up for protecting themselves? We know the business is dirty. It has never been clean. Once you started adding competitive salary and this person is worth more than this person, the business became tainted. And we can't control how this happened before us. All we can control is what's happening now. And I'm gonna say this: as much as I love my dude Robert Griffin, got to see him play at Copper's Cove when I first got to Texas. Got to see him win the Heisman. We was going to the same church the Sunday before he won the Heisman. Bishop Nate Holcomb prayed for him. My boy Robert Griffin won the Heisman that next week. Shout out to him. I do want to come against something that he said, though. And this is with all due respect. Shedeur falling in the draft has nothing to do with the plot to get at Coach Prime or none of that. Him falling in the draft is him allowing that part of who he is to be the forefront of his value and his worth. To some like myself, it's a great asset to have have such confidence and to have that support system behind you in a figure like the father that you have. To me, that's a plus. So as a GM, as a coach, I'm inviting that in because now I'm getting more assets. Well, I got this former player's son here, and our organization is starting. Now we're building we're creating another level on a long-term scale. We're creating another level to this fraternity of NFL player management, brotherhood, legend, leniency, and all of that. But everybody's not me. Everybody's not thinking like that, and everybody hasn't had good interactions in this industry or in this business with Coach Prime. And like I said, ego will kill the most beautiful thing. You all have seen it, witnessed it, literally. If you've been watching Coach Smook's not entertainment, if you've been watching my content for over a year now, up until this point, from last year up until this point, you watched this very thing happen, right? And the industry is a dog, so I think he allowed all of the extra stuff to be the forefront, and in turn, it came back to bite him because you're dealing with a situation already. And whoever's in the camp, I don't want to say it's Prime. Who's ever in the camp that was advising PR, everything, there should have been a more strategic approach. And I've been speaking on this with Shadeur since I've been watching their series of his high school career when he was at Trinity. And I just kind of watch how Prime has done his part as a father, an active father, to set his children up. And you'll be a fool not to use any leverage. You don't think the Mannings have used leverage to assist Archie into where he's at? You don't think that just because he's Eli's and Peyton's nephew, you don't think that they've taken him to QB camps and things of that nature off the strength of their name? So why wouldn't Coach Prime do that? Why wouldn't he? Now, management. I commend you. All of these programs or these different programs, organizations, all these different organizations that are skipping over him. I commend you for skipping over him. But don't be scared to say why. Stop giving us these. This is where I'm going to turn into Smook, not Coach Smook. I'm going to turn into Smook. This is where I get pissed off at, because the management and the PR for these organizations aren't coming out and saying or answering these questions. Hey, why didn't you get Shedeur Sanders at quarterback? And there's these bullshit anonymous sources that keep coming out with these bashing words. And this is what I was saying about Jalen Milroe. That's what I'm glad Jalen Milroe got drafted in the third round. I'm glad he's off the board. Now all the Tony Socalises and all of them of the Bama space that continue to bash his name, they can shut up for a little while until they find something else. They're probably going to be bragging that he's not a day one starter, knowing that he knew coming into this draft that he was going to come in and compete, right? Develop so that he can be a day one starter. And you know what's crazy? You're in the NFL. You're in a game of a league now, kind of segueing left field type, John. You're in a league now where you get an Anthony Richardson on your roster and you able to win games with him. And y'all don't think they can go with Seattle and do what they did with Geno Smith and majority of that roster returning and adding some offensive line pieces? You don't think they can come in with Jalen Milroe, who's going to have nothing but football over the next 4 months? Nothing but football to do as his 11 or his 5 a.m. to his 8 p.m., 5 to 8. That's all he's going to have to do. And we saw his growth during this year. We saw him peak quick. We saw it. It happens. Saw him grow last year. Peak, quick. You know the good thing about the NFL and being on the third round draft pick, you got 3 years on that contract. I believe you're gonna. I think the third round draft picks, they're guaranteed 3 years. The first 3 rounds are guaranteed. You sign that contract, you guaranteed at 1 year to develop. You're going to Seattle, a situation where they are really turning the page. You're going into the perfect situation, literally stepping into the same situation you stepped into at college, playing behind Bryce. So I'm excited about it. More draft picks. Let's get back into it. I got way off my topic, Mary J. I don't even know where we're supposed to be at. 334-625-1121. Nobody want to talk to us today. It's all good. We just gonna keep going. 334-625-1121. Call in, tell me your thoughts about the draft, what you feeling, how you feeling about everybody in the draft. What is going on? Why is they not loading up the picks? Oh, okay. I'm on the wrong one. All right, let's go back to the picks. Trevor Etienne to the Panthers. That's solid. Bryce Young getting some more offensive assets. Speaking of Bryce Young, let's talk about the Cardinals. The Panthers, Carolina Panthers. Let's talk about the Panthers. Any Panthers fans in the chat? Pittsburgh been, hey, in your opinion, for all my Pittsburgh fans, I know we got a lot of Pittsburgh fans. Are they selling on this draft by not getting did they sell by not going to get Shadeur and going to get Tyler? And I'm gonna be honest with my assessment. Completely honest. Pittsburgh and what they have, I don't think either guy's the answer for the future. But if you was going to do an experiment, go with the better guy. Right? If you're going to do an experiment, go with the better guy. Shedeur is clearly the better guy. There's no question about it when it comes to those two. And then the fact that they can still get him. Right, Dino? The fact that they can still get him. And you know what, right now? You know what's wrong with Shedeur? You know what's wrong with Shedeur? Shedeur and his camp? Their pride is hurt. The draft isn't over. You know what's happening with Shedeur right now? Everybody doing what I'm doing. We're using the situation to create revenue, to create conversation, to create some traction, right? It's part of the game. And I think he's handling it just like he's supposed to. I love the responses of positivity with the motivational messages. God is good, all of that stuff. I'm glad. But Carolina going out first round and getting T. McMillan from Arizona. We know Bryce needed assets. We know he needed weapons. They're going to get a wide receiver. Then they're going to shore up the explosive playmaking side of their defense by going to get 2 edge guys from the SEC. I told y'all, defensive guys, your real defense comes from the SEC. All your real defense comes from the SEC. Then you come back and you get Trevor Etienne. He falls to the 4th round. Why is nobody making a noise about that? This was a 5-star running back. Trevor Etienne transferred from Clemson, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is that is Trevor from Florida? My bad, y'all. Etienne transferred from Florida, right? Lathan Ransom from Ohio State, safety. Just a lot of skilled players, something that Carolina was lacking yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, last year. I said yesterday. Last year. They're going to get some more. And I think they have a few more picks left. Yep. You got 2 5th-round picks and 1 more in the 6th round. I think they're going to go and get more wide receiver, running back, tight end, something to add. They're going to give Bryce as many assets as he needs. They believe in him. You saw how they allowed Dalton to come in and allow him to get that space to grow. You saw how that helped him towards the end of the season. I'm excited for Bryce and the Panthers. Only when they're not playing my Falcons. Whenever they're not playing my Falcons. Where we at, chat? Round 3 was going through round 3 picks. Darius Alexander from Toledo. That was a good pick for Giants. Continuing to shore up that interior. We talked about that the first day. Kyle Williams to New England. Who's going to throw to him? That's the real question. Drake May. They got some offensive linemen for Drake May. Let me look at something real quick, chat. Pull something up so I don't have to keep doing it like this. We got Patriots fans in the chat. New England, stand up. New England Patriots. Let's check out y'all draft right now. See what y'all doing. See what y'all doing, New England. Panthers need a safety. You a Panthers fan? Manuri went to the Panthers. That dude is gonna be a dog for them. Off the edge, he's gonna be a dog for them. Where we at? We in the 4th round, right, chat? We still in the 4th? Whose pick is up next? The Steelers the pick is in. Let's see who they get, man. Steelers pick is in, chat. Panthers took a safety. Yeah, Ransom from Ohio State. Ohio State.
NFL draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Jack Sawyer, linebacker, Ohio State.
The 10th Buckeye.
That's a huge pickup. I know you don't like it, Megan, but that's a huge pickup. He's a Pittsburgh linebacker. The old school Pittsburgh linebacker that you miss, Jack Sawyer, that's a big pickup. That's a big pickup. Jack Sawyer. Hey, Michigan and Ohio State putting them in the draft this year. But you got to think they had some of the most experienced rosters, the most veteran rosters in college football this year. So for all the fans that's bragging about, Michigan putting in all those players, man, y'all got like 17 guys that's 30. Gotta take the hat off, y'all. Getting hot. Start getting hot up under that chat. I mean that hat chat. I like that pickup for them. I like that pickup from. You're not a Pitt fan. I just thought Steelers would get off the board. I thought Sanders would get off the board. Pitt has so many. Oh, okay. Let's check out the Browns. Green Bay's pick is in. Let's check out the Browns draft board. Kind of looking at looking at New England. Travion Henderson. Went and got Drake May, a running back, somebody they could throw to out the backfield. Change the speed back. Kyle Williams, a wide receiver. I don't think that guy is going to be as explosive as everybody thinks. I think he had a few more guys in front of him that could have went. You're looking to help Drake May right now. I think he could have went and got somebody else. Jarrett Wilson from Georgia, the center. Depth piece. Craig Woodson, I like him. The safety out of California, I like him. So the Patriots doing pretty good in the draft. I give them a solid B-, B+ right now. B. Let's give them a B. Let's go look at who we said? Cleveland. You said Cleveland, Dino? Check out Cleveland. Appreciate y'all for being here today too, man, and interacting. How many we got in the chat, man? We got 85 in the chat, 15 over here on YouTube, 3 in the chat on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, react. If you actually could see it, if you could actually see this on Facebook, that means you're one of my friends, and I want you here. So react to the stream for your boy. Drop a like, drop a heart reaction, laughing emoji or something. Leave a comment too. 3 of y'all watching, I see y'all. Like I can actually see y'all watching. Like I'm watching. Well, 2 of y'all now. 1 of y'all left. 2 of y'all, I can see you. Now it's 1 again. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. You know what, Dino? I will say this. People forget that fallout for Deshaun Watson. And I think it was more a bad timing thing, more so than him, a him thing, a Deshaun Watson thing, bad timing. Because if Deshaun Watson would have came last year would have been a trade and came in, and then you come in and you go and get some of these assets that you're getting this year on the other side of the ball. Come on, man. Oh, snap. They still got people coming from the green room. Baron Sorrell just got selected from Texas. The safety from the edge rusher from Texas. Just got selected by Green Bay. Another steal. This is what I'm saying, chat. Like the draft, I think the media blows up this first round draft, this early round draft stuff. They make it bigger than what it really is. Now, when you talk about dollars and money, that's no longer a factor, in my opinion. That's no longer a factor because you got NIL. Most of these players that are at the draft have benefited from NIL at the collegiate level. So the Browns, they go pull Mason Graham. I don't know why people were mad about that first draft pick. If you look at the draft, oh man, young man crying. The young man crying, man. I like to see it. You get this late in the draft, it's scary, almost like you ain't gonna make it. And then to stick around and come out on stage on day 3. Teams pay attention to that. Did you leave the draft party room, the green room, because you didn't get picked up on day 1 and day 2? That's gotta feel good, man. Megan, 100%. I said this yesterday. Oh yeah, Mary J. The fact that he matching the date, he's matching the moment. He's aware of his surroundings. I be thinking about everything when I'm evaluating folks, man. Quinshawn Junkins, Harold Fan, and Dylan Gabriel. The Browns are on the clock right now. And then the Colts are up next. I don't think my Falcons got another pick until the 6th round. Speaking of the Falcons, let me go check out our picks, man. We had a great first round. I'm going to be honest. My Falcons, if I had to put like a top 5 teams that who won the draft 1 to 5, I think the Falcons can be in the top 5. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show y'all why. Wrap me out. Show y'all right now. You look at it, limited with picks, right? Because of what we did with Kirk Cousins and all the other stuff the last 2 years. Last year, you go and get Michael Penix after you signed Kirk Cousins. Y'all heard me. How pissed I was. We went live. I talked about it. Well, you see Michael Penix start. Like he gets in the game this year. I think we went 3-2 or 4-2 behind Penix. You see the energy behind him. You see the skills. What do you do to start solidifying the other side of the ball? Something that the Falcons haven't done in recent drafts. We've been wasting picks. So I go and I look, I say, okay, you start at the edge, getting pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. 2 SEC guys who have played in some trench SEC ball against some quality first-round quarterbacks, first-round offensive linemen for the last 3 or 4 years of their career. And James Pierce and Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker more so of a hybrid inside linebacker guy that can get to the quarterback and get out in space and cover. James Pierce, a pure pass rusher that can give you some great edge containment in the run game. Strong, both of these guys violent in their nature. Then you turn around, you go and get the safety, Xavier Watts. Probably the best safety in this draft, to be honest. Probably, yes, in this draft. Better than Malachi Starks, in my opinion. And then you go and get Billy Bowman from from Oklahoma. Alabama really remembers Billy Bowman very well. Alabama fans, we remember this young man very well. Atlanta Falcons, let's welcome him in. Rise up. And then we got one more pick. We got a 7th-round pick. 7th-round pick. I mean, yeah. 7th-round pick. 2nd pick of the 7th round. Let's go get Shedeur in the 7th round. Nah, we don't need him. Not saying we don't need him like that, but like we don't need him. In Penix, I trust. Another team that I was excited about yesterday, just to see what their winning ways and they're kind of the talk of the town. Their winning ways and how they would draft. The Eagles didn't need to go and get anything, honestly. Majority of their roster coming back, a lot of assets coming back. But you see what they did. They went and go and get the 2nd best linebacker in the draft, in my opinion, Jahad Campbell. Right? Go and get the 2nd best guy. Then you turn around and you don't have I mean, it ain't like you limited with picks. They could literally trade picks from this draft because they don't need much. But then you go and get the safety from Texas, Makuba. In the 2nd round, he drops to the 2nd round. Ty Robinson, the defensive tackle from Nebraska, didn't have a great showing of a year, but you're not going to get a starting day 1 guy. What's up, Majin Gaming? Good to see you, family. And then they got a lot of late round picks coming up. So the Eagles just continue to kind of showcase their dominance. Another team that I think is just continue to knock it out the park in the draft. The Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens going to get some more guys and add to the secondary once again. Malachi Starks. And you go and get an edge rusher and Mike Green. Don't look at where he played at. Go turn his film on. It was definitely dominant. Emory Jones Jr., offensive tackle at LSU. I don't think that dude was as good as he could have been in college, but I think he's more so his game will translate to the NFL. And being with Baltimore, how they like to run the ball, his weaknesses won't be showcased as much because he's a great run blocking tackle. All right, let's get into the picks, man. Let's get back into the picks. We still in round 4. Phone line still open, 334-625-1121. I know y'all got kind of laid back and relaxed. Y'all chilling with me. Appreciate y'all. Hey, and shout out to the sponsors, man. Shout out to the sponsors of the channel. Appreciate y'all for supporting here. The Coach Smook Draft Reaction Watch Party. What was the other topic? I feel like I forgot a topic, or did I hit them all? Oh, let's talk about Jalen Milroe to the Seahawks, man. Let's dive into it. Let's dive into the Bama prospects, where they got picked up at. Jalen Milroe to the Seahawks. Let's go to the Seahawks. Seattle. Let's check out Seattle, chat. Seattle. And mind you, this is a team that, you know, when you all think about certain organizations at the NFL level, right? The persona they kind of carry, you kind of put a persona with them. Like when I think of Pittsburgh or Chicago, I think hard, roughneck defense, you know, old school, hard-nosed linebackers, lockdown secondaries, physical secondaries, tough run games, right? When you think about Pittsburgh, Baltimore, when you think about the Eagles, you think about them being like a tough team that's always in it. Like year in and year out, the Eagles remain relevant. Same with teams like Green Bay. Same with teams like, I mean, you all get what I'm getting at? You look at some of the teams that's picking right now, and I look at Seattle, and they're a team that like in the middle of the pack where 1 or 2 pieces, they look like a totally different team. They look like the most dominant team. But if they lose 1 or 2 pieces, they may be the worst team, one of the worst teams. So them going into the draft and getting a guard out of North Dakota State, it tells you that they're really trying to find some assets for their O-line. They were very vocal about it in free agency, going in and get a guy that fits your scheme. You look at how Seattle drafts, though. Nobody really knows who these guys are until you go and watch a piece of film or tape and you say, oh, that was him? Yeah, Elijah Arroyo, the tight end from Miami. Go check out his highlight film. Go check out his reps before Cam Ward. Quality guy. Seattle is going, and then they go and get Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe is competing right now with Sam Howell. And I wouldn't say that Milroe is going to be the starter. I wouldn't put my money on it. But if he does, it's because he's gotten into a situation where now there's a different type of tutelage and development going on. Jalen Travis just got picked up by Indianapolis. They trying to pad their offensive line too. I like it. Yeah, I seen that. Dylan Sampson to the Browns. What's up with the Browns? Are they planning on letting Nick Chubb go? Are they planning on letting Nick Chubb go? That's getting kind of suspicious, chat. Mary J, can we get a banner up? Is Nick Chubb out? Is Nick Chubb even playing for the Browns anymore? Am I tripping? Yeah, he still play for the Browns. Okay, so I'm reading up the stories. Nick Chubb is they were basically waiting for the draft. So it looks like they got two guys that they're ready to move on past Nick Chubb. This ain't official reports. This is just from yesterday. Official reports from yesterday that they were looking to probably. Yeah, this looks like Quinshawn Judkins, and then you got two quality running backs at that. You know, Judkins can be a day one guy, and then you got Sampson. We saw his running style translate in the SEC. How effective he was as an undersized back. That might be the sign that they're either going. This will be his last year, or they're moving on from him. Geno Smith not at Washington anymore, brother. Geno Smith not at Washington anymore. I mean, at Seattle, I said Washington. Give me a second, chat. I think I found it. Here it is. I got the depth chart up right here. Let's share this real quick. I'm accepting the cookies. All right, so Seattle depth chart. Sam Howell, Jaron Hall. Yeah. Geno's gone. Sam Howell. Y'all remember Sam Howell? He wasn't hitting on them for real. So this is a weird situation. It's a weird situation. Milroe might mess around and be on the field as a rookie. But let me go back. Nick Chubb, chat. Are we feeling like he's out? Yes or no? I'm not a Browns fan, so if I was a Nick Chubb, right, I would feel you drafted two explosive running backs, quality running backs in this draft. Two guys that are steals, two steals. Right? Judkins getting picked up in the second round was a steal. And then also your boy Dylan Sampson. Two steals in this draft. So, did I see what I just think I saw? No way. Baltimore is picking. Nah, I ain't gonna say it. They trolling me. I'm about to go check now. Oh, Washington Commanders just got Jalen Lane from Virginia Tech. They just got him from Virginia Tech. Yep. Yeah, Mary J, what's up? What'd he tweet? I'm about to pull it up. What Nick Kelly say? All my AAA fam that be on the lookout for all the craziness. Waiting for your class to start in the Heisenhower Bar Natural Resources Building. I like this. Mary J, what you was trying to tell me about Nick? Teddy Buchanan from Cali. Ugh. I don't like that pick for them. Thousands of players entered the portal during the 10-day spring window, but not a single one was a scholarship player for Alabama football. Yep. Not a scholarship player, because y'all remember Jackson Howell. Y'all remember I told y'all this. I didn't hear anything about any players decisively leaving, other than some walk-ons and things, people that you probably wouldn't know. But I wanted to get them their attention because they contributed over the past few years. Bro, what is going on with my hair? What is that? How's it even crossing my hair like that? But yeah, that's what we got today, chat. That's what we got today. I'm trying to wait to see if Shedeur is going to come off this round, man. I hope so. I really do. But we're coming up on our hour and a half mark. Listen, if you enjoyed this little segment, this check-in today, this conversations, let your boy know by leaving a comment. If you made it this far in the post live, leave a comment. I know we had a lot of dead space. This wasn't necessarily a show. I was trying to call in. I was trying to do the call-in show. A lot of people wanted to call in. It looks like they want to do the night. I'm not trying to do no night call-in. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll get our chat together, get our community together, and see what the night looks like. But get ready for some gaming today. We got some gaming content. I'm gonna be doing some. I don't know yet. I'm being tugged in both directions, Warzone and NCAA. I'll know in the next 30 minutes, and I'll be playing the game while I'm watching the draft. So hopefully y'all can tune in and enjoy the fun with your boy. And until then, remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be blessed, man. It's the Coach Smook call-in show. Y'all don't be scared to call in next time. Y'all be blessed, all right?
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, coach.
Can't leave without celebrating this one right here, boy. I had to stop that one. Hold on, man. I could not go. This is huge right here. Malachi freaking Moore to the freaking Jets. You know who's happy? And I'm going to give her a shout out only because I don't have no animosity towards her. If y'all remember KT, used to be here with the AAA fans. She's a diehard Jets fan. I know this is doing her heart good. So shout out to Malachi Moore. Man, I'm just happy to see the man go. I hate that he going to the Jets because they sorry as but I'm just glad to see my boy get picked up. Let's see if Shadeur, let's stick around. I was going to get off, but I want to see now. I feel a good little vibe. I think Shadeur might get picked up now. I'm ready to see Tim and them get picked up too, man. Shout out to the Big 15 that stuck around. Y'all was about to act up in the chat with y'all comments and stuff. I'm going to stick around for a second. I ain't going to be talking much, so if you pass the hour and a half mark, you're probably going to be mad. But we're going to sit here and watch a little bit more. I'm just waiting for these messages to come through to see which game I'm going to play too. And we're going to be live. Leeway, what's good? Sam Darnold is a Seahawks starter. You sure? That ain't what this say. You mean Sam Howell? I don't even see a Sam Darnold on the freaking roster, bro. Oh, I do see him, Sam Darnold. And you think he's going to be the starter over Sam Howell? I don't know. I think that's why you go and get Jalen Milroe. You're not excited about anybody in that room. Sam Darnold's garbage. Corey Glover said definitely Sam Darnold, definitely garbage. That's why you go and get another quarterback. You got Sam Howell in that room. Definitely go get another quarterback. Had that room up a lot. You need it. Louisville. Let's go. Who that? She was cute. She was so cute. Quincy. Appreciate that 199 super chat, Leeway. Appreciate that 199 super chat. Yeah, Sam Darnold gonna be garbage. No, they didn't get rid of Geno for Darnold. Listen, Corey, I don't like when people say that. Geno wanted to be paid because he carried the team to a 10-6 record, I believe, 11-5, 10-6 record, and he had other quarterbacks in the league that weren't putting up near the same amount of numbers. So, as a veteran QB that's on the last stint on his last major contract, he wanted to get max. They wasn't gonna max him out for the time that he wanted. Yeah, they was not what he wanted. That don't mean he ain't. Darnold wasn't. They didn't get rid of him for Darnold. They picked up Darnold because they lost him. And if they gave up, are they paying Darnold more than they was paying him? They're paying Darnold the same, less than what they was paying him. Make it make sense, Corey. I ain't had a good debate on screen in a while. Make it make sense. They paying him less than Geno was. Don't look at what Geno made his last year. Look at what the contract they signed Geno to when he got to Seattle. The contract that they picked up. Sam Darnold, that boy garbage. That boy garbage. That boy garbage. I take Sam Howell over Sam Darnold. Bears pick is in. Chicago not going for no quarterback. Chicago not going for no quarterback. Can we see Tim Smith come off the board right here? One of our defensive linemen from Alabama. Chicago look like they're trying to beef up the D-line. Got some old heads, some old bodies, older bodies, not old heads, but older bodies, some veteran guys in there. He'll be a good fit, Tim. Pickens is in that room. Got a lot of 3-4 year guys in that room. Be the perfect little young guy to add to that growth in that rotation. You think I'm just talking? What else am I supposed to do on the screen, bro? What are you talking about? Proud of Malachi. Me too, Jordan. I hope the Eagles get another Bama guy. Man, hey, Eagles probably don't even look at what position they play. They be like, did they go to Georgia or Bama? Did he go to Georgia or Bama? It don't matter. Get him. I'm about to pull it up right now for the goofy Corey. Let me show you. ain't gonna want to see this. So they signed Sam Darnold for 5.3. They had Geno on $8 million a year. 18.5 was fully guaranteed. 26.5 mil. Sam Darnold 5.6 right now, or 5.3. $2.5 million is guaranteed, and he got to do all this other stuff. All this stuff is on NFL Network, just NFL website, just in case you want to know. I'm about to show it. This is Sam Darnold's contract notes. 37.5 guaranteed signing bonus 2025. That's his first initial bonus. This is what he's guaranteed though. He got to make it through the season. He don't have a no trade clause. Like oh man, I like it. 39.5 mil. Dang. So Geno, this is even funnier. Geno, they let him go. And they still got to pay him out 39.5 mil. He signed a 3-year, $100 million leeway. The Seahawks not paying that. The Seahawks not paying it. And he got to hit all this to get that $100 million. Ooh. That's why he want that 32 guaranteed. That's why he want that 32 guaranteed. He know he ain't doing this. Trash that. But Sam Darnold's so garbage. But anyway, who up next on the draft? Hey, and then y'all gotta Corey Glover, shut up, man. Go somewhere else. You're sickening me already. Yeah. I'm ready to play the game, man. I'm ready to see my boy come off the board, man. Tim Smith. It's a good chance he might go undrafted. It's a good chance. There's a lot of defensive linemen in this draft. A lot of defensive linemen. What y'all think? Chiefs? Oh, you saying Chiefs up next? Yeah, Jamar. I'm watching it now. Hey, he from Germany.
31st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Kansas City Chiefs select Jalen Milroe, wide receiver, Utah State.
Oh, it's a Kansas City
It's
Royal.
time to run it back.
Hey. Stop with that Chief stuff, man. Don't do that. Hey, but chat, I'm about to get up out of here. We're gonna get ready for our gaming content. We're gonna still watch the watch the draft. But we're about to get out of here and get ready for our gaming content. I'll see y'all on the other side. Check me out on TikTok. Pull up on TikTok, man. Y'all be easy, be blessed. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Yes, sir.